How's it going, everybody? Today we are going to be doing an unboxing and review of the white iPhone 10 Apple silicone case. We got the iPhone 10 here, space gray, and then the case, of course. So, looks like opening it is pretty straightforward. It just peels off like that, and then you have the case here. And it is a nice kind of grip finish to it. Obviously, the keyword silicone right there in the name. It's a really cool white color. I was never really too into white colors until, so when I got the iPhone 10, one of the cases I bought, I've always been a fan of UAG cases and, you know, just other cases like that. And so for my 7 Plus, I actually had a few different UAG cases. I had the clear plasma, but I also had the black Monarch case, which is kind of like a mix of a few crazy designs. But anyway, so when I got the iPhone 10, of course I got some pretty similar cases to what I had for my 7 Plus and my 6 and, you know, other phones before that. So when I got to the UAG Monarch part of it, they had a really other cool color, and that would be this one here. It was the kind of white and black mixture, and at first I wasn't too crazy about it, but I was like, you know what, I kind of want to try something new. Maybe I'll end up liking it, and it's actually pretty much my daily case. I use it almost every single day. The biggest thing I've always liked about UAG cases is they're square, so they feel, you know, like the classic iPhone, like iPhone 4, iPhone 5, so without the curved edges. But anyway, so let's get to this case itself. It looks like from the picture that we have here, from when you peel it off, the phone goes top end first, just like that, and then it just snaps on. And I have to say, get that out of there, having it on the phone itself, I actually really like the feel of it. It actually feels really good. I was kind of worried that it would feel flimsy or, you know, just not very good. The biggest thing I was worried about, because when I buy cases, I like having protection. I like knowing that if I drop the phone, it's not gonna hurt it. If anything, it'll hurt the case, which obviously I don't want to have to buy a new case, but I would rather spend another 25 to 50 bucks on a new case than God knows however much it costs to fix the iPhone for whatever damage happens, if it's just the screen or if it's the entire back or whatever, or if there's some internal damages. But anyways, so looking at the case here, there is lip on the camera, so you can set the phone face down on whatever surface. It's not going to slide around, it's not going to scratch it up. I do have a tempered glass screen protector on the phone, and there is still, as you can kind of see, there's still a little bit of a raised lip over the screen, to where I can set it down, face down, and not really have to worry about it too much. Of course, I'd rather have the $8 screen protector get scratched up over the screen itself. So without a screen protector, it does look like that there still is a raised lip, so that either way you can set the phone face down and you're not going to have to worry about it. I was kind of tossed up between this case and one of the leather cases. I have never, in the time I've had iPhones, I've never had any of their branded cases, only because, as I said before, I've always liked the premium protection cases, you know, OtterBox Defenders, the UAGs. I've had Spigen cases, I've had, I've had Spec cases, I've had a lot of cases. I've ordered off-brand cases that were like $12 off Amazon that I wouldn't think anything of, and then they ended up being some of my favorite cases I've ever had. So, but never have I had any of the actual Apple silicone or leather cases. So when I was looking at these, I wasn't sure which to get, and I've actually been thinking about this case for pretty much since I got the iPhone 10 a few months ago. So, and I just picked this case up yesterday. So yeah, it's taken me that long to figure out what one to get. But the biggest thing that drew me more towards the silicone was the fact that on all their colors, the Apple logo is actually like a slight off color of whatever color case you get. Whereas on the leather cases, it's the exact same. It's just more indented, kind of, I guess you could say, into the case itself. So looking at it, you know, you can tell that it's the Apple logo, but I like the off color better just because it reminds me more of how it actually is on the iPhone. So, and then the color, I was gonna get just the standard black, or like one of those dark colors, but I've always done that with all my cases, and so with this go around on the iPhone 10, I've been trying to do things a little bit differently, hence why I got the white UAG case and why I got the white one on this one. And I have to say, I really, really, really like the color on this. It's very, I don't know how to describe it, but it makes me almost kind of wish that I had gotten the white iPhone 10 instead of the space gray. But what's done is done, can't undo it. Anyway, so on the bottom here, everything is open. You have your lightning connector there and your speaker grills, the speaker itself. Looking at the front of it, as you can see, it's still, let me clear those notifications. Basically, you know, same as any other case. Face ID works just fine with it. You have volume up and down button here, which are a slight off color, same as the Apple logo. Your volume mute switch right here, which is perfectly fine, easy to get into still, nothing too bad. And then you have your power button on the side, same, it's that off color. Now the buttons themselves do provide a pretty good feedback. I really like how they feel, and that was part of the biggest thing too, figuring out if I wanted the leather or the silicone, was because someone said that the leather provides more responsive, clicky feedback on the cases. I haven't personally tried any of the leather cases, but from feeling this, these buttons feel really good. I like how these feel. So personally, I'm glad I went with what I did. Other than that, I mean, as far as adding bulk to the phone, it doesn't really add much width-wise to the phone. Maybe a couple of millimeters, that's about it. And then as far as what it does to here, it's just enough to make sure you can set your phone safely down on either side and not worry about getting either your camera lens or your screen scratched up. I do like how it's an exact cutout of the screen itself, because what I have noticed on the glossy finish of like the 8s, the 8 pluses, and the 10s, is that, for instance, in this case, there's a bigger cutout, and so around the camera lens, it tends to get very dusty. You notice those little particles, and that might be because I have the space gray. Maybe it's not as bad on the white ones, or whatever you would call it, but I do like that this is an exact cutout of the camera, so I won't have to notice that. The only thing I have heard about the silicone is that if you stick it in like your pockets, or just in other areas, dirty areas, you do notice like dust and things like that, lint, very easily. Hopefully that's not the case with the white one. I've noticed it. I have seen people who have like the darker colors and they're always constantly brushing it off, so we'll see how that plays out with this one. Hopefully it's nothing too bad. But other than that, the case was a little expensive. I believe it was $39.99. I picked it up at Best Buy, only because I don't live near, or the closest Apple store, that I live near is about 40 minutes. So I just went to Best Buy on my way to work, only 15 minutes from my house. So anyways, it's going to be $39.99 no matter where you go. Amazon, the actual Apple Store itself, wherever sells cases and wherever sells these cases, they're going to be the same price. Obviously, if you're looking for the biggest color range, the Apple Store is going to be the better way to go, whether it be picking it up in store or ordering from their website, because they're going to have every single color that they make available as long as it's not sold out. Best Buy only had, for the silicone cases, they only had the white one, the black one, and I think they had like the product red and then one of their blue variations. And then as far as leather cases, they only had 3 or 4 colors. So if you're looking to see what all colors they have, whichever one matches you best, I would definitely go directly to the Apple Store to figure that out. But anyways, so this is the Apple iPhone 10 silicone case in the white color. So if you guys wanted to go pick one of these up, I definitely recommend it. Was a little bit expensive for what it is. I'm usually paying about 40 to 50 bucks for the, I guess you could say, more protective cases. Sometimes not even that much. But I'm kind of glad I finally did. I really like the case. It feels really good in your hands. Even though it's not the most protective case in the world, it'll obviously handle basic drops for the most part. But in the hand, it feels really good, and I feel pretty confident even during one-handed usage. So I'm not too worried that I will even have to worry about dropping it to begin with. So this is the silicone case. I definitely recommend one, and then we'll see you guys next time.